thanks for checking back in. Hope everybody had a good Christmas and holiday. I stayed pretty busy with work, thank God. But at the same time, I'm gonna work on this thing. So it's all good. Today's New Year's Eve, had a bunch of hours to kind of dedicate to it. And been doing some stuff here or there, like at night after work, try to get it going. So as you can see, we mounted the turbo, and let me show you how we did it. So on this this front bar right here, coming across, actually it turned out the height of this bar was literally perfect. So I measured it and I cut it, and basically the same width as the Maven mount. I don't know if you guys can see that. So that the Maven mount basically just slipped right in, and and then the turbo's right up against the bumper. So tacked it in there for now. I gotta take the turbo off and actually weld it in permanently. I actually cut it a little too short, so I took a sliver of that pipe, tacked that in there as well. So I gotta re-weld the little sliver and the Maven mount. Been messing around with the new welder over there. It's definitely badass for TIG. The TIG only machine, DC and AC, so I could do aluminum and steel with it. Messing around with it, but I love the spot. Don't mind that weld. I had to goob it up with a MIG to get that side tacked. But I'm gonna sand that down and then TIG the whole thing around. But today's objective was the cutting this hole, which is pretty scary. But I literally sat right here on this seat, and I just measured 1,000 times, and it definitely came out really nice. I'm happy with it. I am going to trim back underneath that Camaro cowl. Is like another, basically the back side of that is looks like another license plate bracket type of frame section. I'm going to trim that out behind the Camaro cowl, just so I'll have room to put the turbo guard on, because I don't want to have any issues driving this thing on the street. But I'm very, very happy with the way that came out. Well, like I said, measured 1,000 times, and it's definitely where I wanted it when I was dreaming of this build. Had it in my head every time. Definitely came out the way I wanted it. I am gonna probably add some gold to these letters, even though they're kind of half. This one's chopped off, the A is chopped off, but I'm gonna put some gold on here. This will all be gloss black, and then I'll have some gold outline here just to get it to pop out, almost like it was there, and we just cut it. Gotta trim this, sand all that down a little bit, but definitely happy with it. Not even sure if you guys saw this in there yet. I don't even remember what I did last. But the engine is mounted to the tranny and the mid plate, and I gotta make some brackets. So the front plate, which I think I'm actually gonna change those plates. Shout out to Kenny Dangler for putting this idea in my head. But I'm gonna put a picture of the plates that I want to get, a picture of his that he just got on his car. I'll put that in right here so you guys can see it. So I think I'm gonna upgrade to those. They're really nice looking, and I like that they're separate pieces as opposed to like the one whole piece. The one I got from Motion is really nice, but it's gonna need a lot of trimming because it's so big on this side, on the sides. I gotta really trim it out to get to go around these bars on this section. I still gotta cut these off and clean all that up. But it's gonna need that one to get that one to mount. It's gonna be a lot of trimming on the actual front plate itself. So my thought is, if I got the other plates, they'll also kind of match this Motion Valley cover, kind of similar design. So I'm gonna check those out, see how long they take to get. I'm sure they're custom made, but definitely nice. So regardless, I got to trim all this down, sand it, flatten it out, and then make brackets to hold that on. So right now the engine's just kind of mocked up on wood to take the stress off the mid plate. So that's kind of honestly like the next piece. And I am thinking about changing my turbo headers because they just kind of stick out. The Flotex are nice, definitely made nice, but they stick out to about right here. And they're like, they come straight out here and they end about right there. And I'm not in love with them because it just kind of messes up the area a little bit. I think if I get, and my buddy Mark Brewski's got them on his, they kind of come down and they angle down over here. And then I think that'll be better because then I could kind of get the tubing to come down here a little bit lower, as opposed to having to I'd have to angle down the other ones. They would be here and then I'd have to come down. It's kind of, it's not ideal for this situation, I don't think. So what I'm gonna do is get these other ones and they come down on an angle down here, and then I could run the piping nice and low and over into the onto this side of the turbo. That's off right now just from the mock-up. And then the other side would be kind of the same. It would come out somewhere down over here, and then I could angle it and either come wrap around this way or just come straight. I gotta figure out the path that I want to take. But I gotta get those headers first before I can do anything really with that. So next step is headers and those front plates, and then I'll be able to really, once I get that, at least the engine set in and then the headers on, I can really start figuring out the layout. Because if I hug one side with the piping, I can possibly do like a radiator on this side. And then otherwise I may do like a radiator flat under here. Nice big one, as opposed to like a small radiator. So I really got to figure that out soon. But once I get those headers, I can really start messing around. But I'm glad I got the turbo mounted. Perfect spot. I love the way it came out. And especially in the front, just looks mean. It's gonna look really badass. You can kind of get like an overall view. These are also my next project. I may mess around with those today before I leave. So basically, these are like quick connects for keep the trunk mounted. So there was originally those old school pins where they came up and then the pin went in, like hood pins. Got them in here somewhere. These guys are on there. Not really a fan of those. Kind of just old school. So I got these, and then these, they basically go in. This piece comes up the bottom. So this will be like that. And then it clicks in here. It's actually pretty cool. this, and then if you want to pop it out. So those will be, these are cool. And I want to mount that here, but I gotta move it. I was hoping to reuse these other holes, but I gotta have to move it up probably like a ½ an inch. Otherwise this piece would be on the wing, and I'd rather not trim the wing out. So I'm just gonna come up literally like to there. Just have it right on that edge. So I may wholesale those today, messing around with that. But yeah, I think that'll be a nice touch for the back. Everything's gonna be black anyway. This is gonna be black. This will be black, so it'll kind of just blend in. I got a bunch of wiring stuff ordered. I did get the harness for the Holly from HCR Innovations. I'm gonna do a separate video on that, kind of like an unboxing video. I think you guys saw this. These buttons on the, I did that short video. This is the billet turn signals, Motion Raceworks switch. So I'm gonna wire all that stuff in myself to a couple of relays and a flasher. Been looking into that. I do have the shifter is actually like officially mounted along with the console now. Messing around with that, nice and tight. This too. So first, it's nice and tight in there now. The bezels have actually finally shipped. So once those come in, I can trim those. And I gotta pull out that HVAC section and then put the other one in there. Other than that, not much else going on. But we'll see what's up with the weather. If it stays shitty, I'll get slower, so I'll have more time to work on it. But we'll see. Well, I had the time lapse set up there, and unfortunately ran out of battery on the camera. So cut out halfway in, but this is the final product. Pretty cool, we just pop it. Pop it down. And then it's mounted like that. I had to open up the other holes a little bit. They were like right in the way, but turned out pretty good. And then when it shuts, just locks right in. Pretty good. I gotta probably adjust it a little bit. This one should come down a little bit more, I guess. But I gotta just measure and adjust these heights. But all that stuff's gotta come out anyway for paint. So once I do the final assembly on it, it'll be done. But definitely pretty cool. Nice and sleek. like when I have to paint, it's gonna be, not even gonna know they're there. Well guys, that's kind of it for this video. Just want to keep you guys updated about the turbo being mounted. I'm gonna take that off and weld in all the pieces, weld them around. So on the next one, I'll show you that work, and gonna get to work on getting those headers and the front motor plates, and we'll go from there. Once those come in, I can start mocking everything up. But I hope you guys have a happy new year. This year coming up, I'm going to make it a point to work on myself health-wise. I think it's time. I've been eating like shit for, I don't know, the last couple of years really. Just kind of putting all that aside. And I think I'm just kind of finally just at that point where it's time. Weighing my heaviest. It's not good for my body. My knee's starting to hurt. And so it's time to take action on that, and obviously get this car finished coming up. But gonna make a point to get to the gym a few times a week. I used to be crazy into the gym, working out like a madman, eating like crazy, you know, good. But now I'm just gonna kind of take it in moderation, start the dieting, get back into the gym little by little. But that's my goal for this new year, and obviously enjoy this car once it's finally finished. I'm hoping definitely by spring, so we'll see how it goes. But that's it. Hope you guys have a happy new year, and I'll check in soon. Thanks.